Okay, I'm gonna use Google subscriptions because Netflix subscriptions are kind of ow. Yeah. Hey guys, it's me, Cameron, Ayanna. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a good day. And today, as you can tell by the title of the video, I am giving y'all 40 Netflix recommendations. Let's go. Number 1, Stepsisters. I've seen this movie probably 4 or 5 times, and that was in a span of 1 week. My friends would always quote this movie, and I like never knew where it came from, so I was like late. But it was a good movie. It was a good movie. I loved it. As you can tell, I mean, I watched it 5 times. So the main character's name is Jamila, and she's actually the captain of her step team at her college, which is Harvard. And she gets in this entanglement with another sorority at that college, which is Sigma Beta, which is a white girl sorority, and she has to teach them how to step, but like she's not supposed to because, you know, it's like corrupting the culture or whatever. It was a really good movie. I found it was hilarious. Watch it. Just go watch it. It was so good. I love Stepsisters. Okay, number 2 is Young and Hungry. This is a 5-season show. It's really good. I've watched all 5 seasons. So basically it's about this girl named Gabby and this guy named Josh. Josh is this like huge app developer, I think. He's really rich and he needs a personal chef. So Gabby's like, alright, bet, and she takes a job. She ends up like falling in love with him and how she builds relationships with him and his like manager Elliot and his maid Yolanda. Basically like their relationships, how they form and all that stuff. It's pretty good. I don't remember how it ended, so I don't know if it's like super worth it, but I found it like hilarious from time to time. Okay, next, New Girl. There is 7 seasons and I've watched all 7. I love this show so much. I don't remember who put me on, but thank you, because this was like, I literally watched all of it pretty much in one sitting. Like if I sat down and watched it, I watched like maybe a season. Okay, so it's about this girl named Jess, and she's looking for an apartment. She's moving, and she moves in with these 3 guys. It's Nick, Schmidt, and Winston. Yes. And basically it's just like her journey with like living with them and everything that goes on. It's so much happens. It's so good. Oh yeah, and her best friend Cece, she doesn't live there, but like she ends up, never mind, that's spoiling it. Never mind. Next, Vampire Diaries. There's 8 seasons. I've watched all 8 seasons. I cried at the end. I can't tell you why because that's spoiling it, but it's basically just about this small town vampires and how they like came to be and how they like go through life trying to hide their identity and stuff. So the story is based around this girl named Elena and like her family, which I think is her brother and her uncle, and like her interaction with these 2 guys, Stefan and Damon Salvatore. They're brothers and they're vampires. They've been around or like alive for like maybe 1,000 years or close to it. How they interact with each other, and then how their relationships turn into like other people becoming supernatural creatures. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like so much happens, but I think it's worth it. Next, All American. If you have not heard about this show, I don't know where you've been. It's a CW show, but it's on Netflix. This show is centered around a guy named Spencer James. He goes to South Crenshaw High and he plays football there, and then he gets transferred over to Beverly, and things take a turn for the crazy. So much happens. He's basically trying to balance his life in Beverly with all his hotshot friends driving these expensive cars, partying all night, to going back to South Crenshaw to see his mom and his brother. Another show that probably everyone has heard of on my block. It's a 3-season series. I've watched all 3. I hated the way it ended. If they don't give me another season, I'm going to cry. So it's centered around these 4 teenagers, and basically how they get tangled up in this mess. So it's Monse, Jamal, Caesar, and Ruby. Caesar is a part of this gang, not, on purpose. He was born into it. But they basically try to get him out, and they go through all this stuff to try to get him out. It's crazy. It was a lot, but I think it was worth it. Except for that last season. Really made me mad. Next is Scream. And no, I don't mean the movie, I mean the TV show. It has 3 seasons. I've seen all 3 seasons, I'm pretty sure. All 3 seasons have different characters and stuff. So the first season has a set of characters, and basically they're trying to figure out who the new killer in town is. That's basically every season. All 3 of them kept you on the edge of your seat. I really liked it. Where have you been if you don't know this show? Black Lightning. It's a series. There are 3 seasons. I've seen all 3. It's centered around this family. The dad, Jefferson Pierce, is Black Lightning, which is a superhero who, shoots lightning, I guess. I don't really know how that works. It's a genetic thing. But basically how his life turns around. Enemies start to pop up and his family goes through stuff. It's a lot. His kids end up getting the superpowers through the DNA, and they don't know what's going on because he never told them, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that happened. It was really good though. I say it's worth to watch. Next is One Day at a Time. I watched this show probably all in one sitting. There's 4 seasons. Yes, 4 seasons, and I believe I watched all 4. I loved this show. When I watched it, it was so funny to me. It's about this lady named Penelope and her Cuban American family, and basically how they adjust to living in America. She's a single mom, so it's her daughter, her son, and her mother all living in one house. And honestly, her mother is what makes the show so much better. She adds such a heavy comedic effect. It's hilarious. I love her mom. But yeah, it's good. I loved it. Go watch it. Okay, so next is Ashley Garcia. That's what I'm going to call it, because the first season is called The Expanding Universe of Ashley Garcia, and then the second season is called Ashley Garcia, Jesus and Love. So Ashley Garcia is what we're going to call it. It's basically about this girl named Ashley Garcia. She's 15 years old, and she's basically this huge genius. She's been to college already for robotics engineer and robotics science, I think. That's what she went for. She goes to live with her uncle because she got a job where her uncle lives. So she's basically catching up with her old friends because she left to go to college and all that stuff. So she didn't get a chance to grow up. So she goes back there, gets the job, and, has time to catch up with her friends and fall in love, and it's so cute and cheesy. I love it. Next is The Lorax. It's on Netflix. I just watched it a couple days ago because I'd never seen it before, and my sister spazzed when she found that out, and so did my friends. I thought it was pretty good. It's a Dr. Seuss inspired movie, if that makes sense. It's animated, and it's about this dude who basically wants to plant a tree. The town that he lives in is called Thneedville. There we go. They don't have trees at all. All their trees are electronic generated fake, whatever you want to call it. And the president of Thneedville basically sells air. That's how he made his money. That's how he's so rich. That's how he's so powerful. And this dude finds out that he can plant a tree. He does it for a girl, but that's beside the point. So he goes to the Onceler. The Onceler tells him the story. And basically the whole movie is finding out what happened to trees and why they aren't there anymore, and figuring out if Ted, which is the main character, can plant a tree so he can get a girl. Criminal Minds. I haven't finished it. I just started it. I'm on season 1. I don't know what episode. It's so good. If you don't know what Criminal Minds is, it's basically just following this group of FBI profilers while they try to figure out who done did it. It's good. I love it. Dynasty. It's about these 2 really wealthy families, the Colbys and the Carringtons. And they're fighting for this fortune for their kids, and it's so much. It's not confusing if you pay attention. This is what I call the definition of an entanglement, but worse, because there's a product. So I can't really tell you why because that would spoil it, so I'm gonna let y'all watch it for yourself. But Jade from Victorious plays Fallon Carrington, and let's just say she has not lost her attitude. I love it. It's really good. Next, Burlesque. This movie is 10 years old, but I just watched it maybe like a couple months ago. It was so good. It's got Christina Aguilera, Cher, Kristen Bell, a whole bunch of people in it. It's about this girl. Her name's Allie, and she's trying to get a job because she just moved. She tries to get a job at the Burlesque Lounge, and the owner, which is Cher, her character name is Tess, she's like, nah, you can be a waiter. So she gets a waiter job. She tries to like work her way up to the top tier, I guess, which is not Tessa's job because she's like, the manager of the place, but just to be like a singer. She wants to be on stage. That's her dream. She can sing her butt off, and nobody knows it. And she keeps trying to prove herself, and Tessa's like, just stick to where you are. Like, you don't have the guts, you don't got it. And she basically, throughout the movie, just tries to prove herself that she can be, a burlesque girl. I don't know what they're called, I'm sorry. Next, The Babysitter. I saw this movie a couple of months ago, and I only watched it because King Batch is in it. It's a really good movie. It's a horror/comedy, that's what Google says. And it's about this little boy named Cole and his babysitter. And basically, like, he finds out that his babysitter is a murderer. And the whole movie is just him trying to get out of the house and, get away from her and her murderous friends. It's good. I loved it. I'd watch it again. Next is They Ready, or Tiffany Haddish Presents They Ready. It's a series of probably like 5 or 6 episodes, basically full of comedians that Tiffany Haddish like looks up to or likes. I found it very hilarious. It introduced me to some more comedians that I had no clue about. If you like stand-up comedy, go check it out. That's pretty much all it is. It's really good. Next, Never Have I Ever. This is following a Indian American girl named Debbie, and basically her journey through high school, trying to check off things that she wants to do before she leaves. It's really good. I loved it. I haven't finished it yet, but it was really good so far. Next, Donald Glover, Weirdo. This is a stand-up comedy. I loved every second of it. It was hilarious. And if you like really good stand-up comedy, check it out. It's really good. Next, iZombie. This is about a girl named Liv. She was turned into a zombie, and she's basically just trying to navigate her new life or death. She works in a morgue. If you don't know what a morgue is, it's where the dead people go after they're dead. So basically what she'll do, or what she like did before she was caught, was she'll like cut off a piece of their brain and eat it because she knows she's got to eat brains to live. And then, her coworker found out, and he didn't say anything, so it was fine. Basically, she like eats people's brains, and then she develops like their memories and their thought process and their personalities. Basically, pretty much everything except for their face and their body, and it's like really weird. I love it because like it's crazy how she can switch from herself, and then she eats like somebody's brain, and she's not herself, and like these different personalities. It's crazy, and it like helps her solve like murder cases too. Like some of the people like who died, what if they're murdered or something, which in most cases they are. When she eats their brain, she develops their memories, so she like sees what they saw before they died. I like it. I haven't finished it yet, but so far it's pretty good. Next, Scary Movie. Hey guys, so they took Scary Movie off of Netflix, so I'm gonna give you guys 2 more movies in place of Scary Movie. Kissing Booth 1 and 2. Kissing Booth 2 just dropped like a week ago, and I watched it already. It was amazing. I saw Kissing Booth 1, I think, a couple of weeks after it came out. I can't tell you about Kissing Booth 2 because that would spoil Kissing Booth 1, but it's basically about this girl and her best friend, and then she ends up liking her best friend's brother. Cough cough Victoria song. Her and her best friend have like this set of rules that they go by, And one of the rules is that she can't date her best friend's brother, but she likes her best friend's brother. So the whole movie is her trying to figure out if she's actually gonna break the rule and be with her best friend's brother, or if she's gonna be like a good best friend and not go with her best friend's brother. Go watch it, it's good. Number 2 was so good, and apparently they're dropping 3 next year, so go watch it. Okay, bye. Next is The Circle. So this is a reality TV show about like this group of people who were sent to like this apartment building, and they never saw each other or anything like that, but it's basically like a popularity contest to see, you know, who's liked more and stuff like that based on like their profiles and stuff. It was a really good show. Me and my sister kind of fell in love with it. She caught me watching it, and then like we kept going. It was really good. So if you like reality TV kind of, then check it out. I loved it. Next, Spencer Confidential. I love this movie. I watched it with my sister. So basically it's about this guy named Spencer. 2 of his like old co-workers end up dead, and he takes his ex-girlfriend, who is crazy, might I add, and this dude named Hawk, and they, you know, try to figure out who murdered his old friends. It's so good, it's hilarious, it's action-filled, it's amazing. I 100% recommend it. It was so good. Next is Hancock. I watched this movie like a couple of months ago. It's a Will Smith movie, so of course it was amazing. It's about this dude named Hancock. He's this like superhuman, and basically it's about him going from this super arrogant, like nonchalant, blunt, I hate everyone person to like this really caring person through this family that he saves from, I think, a car wreck or something like that. It's really good. The love interest in this movie, immaculate. Oh my god, guys, go watch it. It's so good. Next is I'm Not Okay With This. This is a series. It's not popping up and showing me how many seasons it is, but it's either 1 or 2, and I've seen all of it. It's about this girl named Sydney who develops these type of powers, and it's basically her trying to figure out what in the world is going on with her. She's this really like closed off person, kind of like Hancock. She's a really closed off person, doesn't like people. She probably has like 1 or 2 friends, and it's basically her trying to navigate her life while she has these powers. It's crazy, literally crazy. I like it though. It was different to say the least. Next is A Haunted House. It's about this couple, Malcolm and Keisha. Basically their house is haunted, and it's them trying to figure out what's going on and trying to catch the ghost on film and stuff. It's hilarious. I loved it. It came out in 2013, so I'm late, but I loved it. It was so good. Next, anything Kevin Hart, specifically Kevin Hart comedy, like stand-ups. Here are some. I watched every single one of them, and I loved every single one of them. Kevin Hart is hilarious to me, and it's literally just him telling stories about his life. I don't understand how his life is so hilarious, but I love it. It was amazing. Okay, next, To All the Boys I Loved Before, as well as P.S. I Still Love You, is about this girl named Laura Jean, and basically she writes these letters to all the crushes that she's had in her life, and they get sent out. So it's about like her like trying to, 1, figure out who sent them out, and 2, navigate trying to like completely dodge these people so she doesn't have to, you know, talk to them about it. And she ends up falling in love twice. In P.S. I Still Love You, she ends up falling in love again. It's really good. I loved it. Next, Jane the Virgin. This show is so good. I don't remember how many seasons it is, but I've watched all of them, and I loved it. It's about this girl named Jane. She's a virgin, and she ends up getting pregnant. That's a long story by itself. And she basically has to take care of the kid, and she's, you know, torn between these 2 love interests. It's a lot, but you get to see her grow and her figure out like who she actually wants to be with, and watch her son grow. Mateo is so cute. It's basically like a telenovela, but with a little bit of American on it. Also, she's an author, and you get to like see the little journey she takes on writing her first book. It's so good. She goes through so much. Oh my gosh. So basically she has, never mind, can't say that, that's a spoiler. Okay, next, Honey, Rise Up and Dance. I love this movie. It's starring Tiana Taylor and Brashear Gray. That's his name. There you go. But basically, Tiana, she loves dancing, but her family isn't really supportive of it. She does it anyways, and she tries to get into this elite like dance crew so she can get money for a scholarship for school. And it's basically her journey of, you know, dancing. It's so good. It's so good. Go watch it. Next, How High 2. This movie was so dumb. It's got Little Yachty in it and DC Young Fly. They found weed somewhere, and it was this like magical weed that like should like go places. Basically, it was a hallucinogen, and then it gets stolen. So they try to figure out, like throughout the movie, they try to figure out who stole it. Basically, it's really good. It's hilarious. It's dumb. So if you're in a mood for a cackle, go watch it. It's so dumb. Next, The World We Make. It follows Lee and Jordan, which are the two main characters. Basically, they end up falling in love, but they can't really be together because of their ethical backgrounds, one, and two, like their backgrounds of life in general. Like Jordan is a good football player and he's trying to get a scholarship, but he's from a small town, and you know, stuff like that doesn't happen for boys like him. So his father is kind of like, you know, don't be with this girl, like she's nothing like you, she doesn't know what it's like, da 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 da. And basically it's just them trying to fight for their relationship. Next, Rhythm and Flow. I loved it. If you like rap or like music in general, go watch Rhythm and Flow. It's basically T.I., Cardi B, and Chance the Rapper picking artists from around the world and turning them into, you know, superstars, and they end up picking like one, you know, superstar to sign in the end. Next, Death at a Funeral. This is an older movie. It's got Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock, and Tracy Morgan in it. It's really good. It's about this dude. His dad dies and he has to plan his dad's funeral, and while at the funeral so many crazy things happen, unspeakable things happen. You gotta watch it. It's very hilarious. The Week Of. This is another Chris Rock movie. It's about daughter and son are getting married, and basically these two families have to come together and come like to the terms that, you know, they're about to be family. And they're two different families. Chris Rock's side, he's this rich dude, he's a doctor, you know, he's got business, he's got stuff to do. And the other guy, Adam Sandler, that's who plays the other dad, is like this small town, low down guy, not a lot of money. Adam Sandler, but he's kind of like, let me pay for it. I can pay for the wedding. I can do this. Like, let me take care of it. And Chris Rock is like, no, dude, I got the money. Just let me do it. It's my daughter's wedding. Or maybe it's his son. I don't remember who's who, but it was really good. It was hilarious. I loved it. Okay, next, The Other Guys. It's about these two cops, Alan and Terry. They're basically like desk workers and nobody really likes them. They're pushed off to the side, and then they get the opportunity to go on the field and actually like do something. And it's basically like what happens to them while they're, you know, trying to solve this case. And it's really funny. I loved it. It's got Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell in it. So if that tells you anything about how funny it is. Next, The Ridiculous Six. I love this movie. So it's about this guy named Tommy, and basically he's on his journey to find his dad, and he finds out like on this journey that he has like 5 half brothers. So he like kind of like picks them up on the way, and he's like, hey, I'm going to look for dad, and they all eventually end up going together to look for their dad. I remember the first time I watched it, and when I tell you, it was like 11 o'clock at night. When I tell you I was dying, like trying to like literally covering my mouth so I didn't laugh as loud as I was laughing. It was so funny. It was hilarious. It was so good. Go watch it, guys. Go watch it, go watch it, go watch it. Next is a movie called Sextuplets. This dude is on this journey to he finds out that he's one of 6 from his mother, and he's on this journey to find out like who the rest of his siblings are. Basically, it's very hilarious. You should go watch it. I again screamed of laughter when I first saw it. All right, our final one, Glee. I put this up here for a couple reasons. One, because I love this show. I've seen every single season. There's 6 of them. I've seen every single season maybe 3 times. If you like shows about like music, then check it out. It's really good. It's basically about this guy named Will and him throwing together this glee club at a school that really wasn't doing glee club anymore. Like it was basically cutting it out, and he made this little glee club, and it's basically them, like the kids journeying through high school, Will journeying through his life, like getting married, having kids, all that stuff. All of these people can really like sing, and I'm a very musical person, so I found this show like very, you know, soothing to my soul. And another reason I put this up here is because of the recent death of Naya Rivera. It makes me sad. It makes me want to like watch Glee just one more time just for her, because this girl, she could sing. Okay, no, not sing, sang. This girl sang, y'all. Whew. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Every single minute of it was worth it. And it's not just like their high school lives too. In later season, you go to see how they go like deepening their musical careers, or like going to Broadway and stuff like that. So it goes from like their high school lives to their after school lives, their college lives, or if they don't go to college, whatever they're doing. They all keep in touch and stay connected, and it's amazing. Okay guys, that's it. That is all. I am done. I've literally been recording this video for an entire hour and I have to go edit it. I'm very mad at myself, but it's okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any recommendations that I have not said, put them down below so y'all can give me something to watch, because I don't have anything, but I have everything, if that makes sense. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you get notified every single time I upload. Read the description box because you probably don't. I hope you guys have a good day, week, month, year, morning, noon, night, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.